Hey everyone, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing good today. So today I will be talking about HBP, which is the Home Buyers Program. Not a lot of details because you can find it online, but something I felt, which is ignored from personal experience, because when you go and have that the amount withdrawn, right, for HBP, um, since there is a gap of 2 years for the repayment to start, right, we kind of ignore or forget about it, and then when it's time to have the HBP um, payments back, right, then you just follow, say what your friends are following without knowing too much details about it. so so something interesting that I'm going to share, which will kind of make you pay some attention to it, right? um, I mean, you can find content online, but this is where, I mean, it influenced my decision making, right? Which option to go with when it comes to repayment. So I'm going to start the video now. So this video will focus mostly on repayment. Okay, I'm not going to talk more on the details, but I'll just give you a high level. What is the HBP program? It's the home buyers program, first time home buyers program. So basically, when you buy your first home, there is a privilege or an option to have a maximum amount of $35,000 withdrawn from your RRSP account to contribute towards your down payment, right? Um, so when you withdraw 35,000 from your RRSP account in the year you buy your home, so for that year you don't need to, I mean, count that income, right? When you file your taxes, that $35,000 will be deducted from your annual income for your tax calculation, right? This is, so I'm not going to talk about the maximum limit that each individual would have for RRSP, but I'm just going to restrict my discussion on the $35,000 that they make one have access to, right? So the year that you buy a home, just to keep it simple, right, the annual income will have this $35,000 subtracted, right, for your tax calculations. So you already have tax benefit in the first year, right? And then for 2 years you don't have to repay that amount back into your RRSP account, but your repayment starts after 2 years, right? So after 2 years there are two options, right? Either you repay the equivalent amount like 35,000 by say for a span of 15 years, you split the amount every year and then you pay. It comes to some $2,000 or 300, right? 2,300 something, right, for each year, right? So you can repay that much amount every year to your own RRSP account, okay, not to anybody else. It's your own money. We are just talking tax benefits here. It's nothing else, right? So the repayment needs to happen after 2 years before the end of the year plus 60 days of the next financial year, right? So you have until that time to contribute this amount back to your RRSP account. So if you do this, like opt for this option, Then in your tax calculation, your annual income will have this amount, which is 2,300, approximately that amount deducted from your annual income, right? So it may seem a small amount, but there is a catch to it, which I will talk about. Basically, that's the reason why I'm making this video. And option two is you do nothing, right? You don't repay, basically you don't repay this RRSP amount that you have withdrawn, 35,000, back to your RRSP account, right? You can use it as a down payment for your home and never put that amount back to your RRSP account. In this case, what happens is your $2,300, whatever that amount, gets added to your annual income, right? And tax will be calculated based on that, right? So most folks select option two, considering how much of a difference will a $2,000 make to, say, a person earning 100K, 120K, 130K, or a family income of 200K, right? That's the assumption people have. So when you file taxes, it's kind of seamless, right? Whatever taxes you're paying year on year in terms of the returns, right? So if you're getting $2,000 back, or you're paying $2,000 as a part of the tax returns, then there'll be some difference on that, and if you're not tracking it, you would not notice it, right? Option one, you will have that amount deducted from your annual income, and you will save on tax for that year, right? So at the end of the day, it really depends on your annual income, right? But on an average, what I have seen in some tax calculator websites, this $2,000 a year, whether you add it to your annual income or subtract it from your annual income, makes a big difference in the amount of tax that you pay. I would say, from what I have seen, approximately $1,000 of tax you would pay every year for 15 years, if you do nothing, like if you select option 2, right? So at the end of 15 years, say you would have contributed around $15,000 of tax if you do nothing. On the other side, if you deduct $2,000, or you repay the $2,000 back to your RSP every year after 2 years, then that $1,000 savings, or you will save yourself from paying the $1,000 every year for 15 years, considering the income is the same and not many things change. So here's the thing, right? Either you pay $1,000 additional tax every year for 15 years by doing nothing, or you save that $1,000, right, and put that $2,000 back to your RSP account. Now, so again, this is variable. This is just one, the basic difference I presented to you in terms of what you will save and what you will end up paying, right? From here on, it really depends on your plan to make either options work in your favor, right? So you could say that you could use the 2,000. Okay, I'll pay the $1,000 tax, but I will put the $2,000 which I'm not putting in RRSP to make money for you, right? You would put in mutual funds or some other investment instruments. But generally speaking, from whatever instruments that an average person would invest in, you cannot make $1,000 out of $2,000 in a year in any instrument, right? You could go for some high risk mutual funds or whatever, but there's no guarantee, right? Um, so it's not really like black and white, which option is good. But generally speaking, $2,000 a year, if you just save or put it back to your RRSP, it's not too much of an effort. Plus, the fact that at the end of 15 years, you still see the savings, the 35,000 back into your account, and then it's just sitting there, right, in RRSP, so you can decide to pull out the money based on your personal situation, right? Whenever you pull out that money, it's as simple as that. It gets added to your annual income, right? So at the end of, I don't know, 60 years, if you're not working, you can pull the entire 35,000, and you won't have too much of a burden on paying the taxes, or you can withdraw, the amount which is appropriate, year one, year two, to make the most out of your RRSP, right? That's the whole point, to help you when you retire, right? So this is the key difference, right? That I just wanted to share, because I was not aware of this level of detail. I just thought that you need to repay it back, but when I heard about the option of not doing anything, and while filing the tax return you just say that you haven't repaid that $2,000, and they'll just tax you on that additional amount, right? Which is the convenient option, and most people use that. So I was about to take that option, but when I discussed on this more, researched on this more, then I understood the details, right? So it really depends, right? As I said, if you want to make your $2,000 work for you, and have returns more than $1,000 for you, then yeah, I mean, option 2 would work for you. But yeah, generally speaking, option 1 would make more sense to a lot of people as a savings, and as a retirement savings as well. And then you can pull the amount from RRSP based on your requirement, so that you have the right tax advantage, right? So yeah, I just wanted to share this information. If it is helpful, then please let me know. Hit the like button, subscribe, and comment, and share with me if there is something that has more to what I just said, or there's something that you would like to let me know, which is helpful not just to me but to everyone. Then feel free to drop in your comment. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you. Thanks everyone.